In this segment, Stephanie Miller welcomes Charlie Pierce to the program. Together, the two talk Trump and gag orders. For a guy who can't or won't stop attacking the courts and its officers, what happens when he crosses the line again? Here's Stephanie.
Good morning, all. Welcome back, Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do you have
hang on. Good morning, Jody Hamilton.
Good morning, Charlie Pierce. Okay.
There we go.
Do you have an over-under being if you're a betting man on when he's going to violate the gag order fully?
Well, I'm going to need a determination from the video replay as to whether or not he's already done it.
Yeah.
I mean, her whole life was being mad at me or whatever it was he said.
Yeah. And it's Jody pointed out earlier, you get assigned these cases randomly.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, she really wanted this. I mean, ay. You tweeted Jim Jordan's prospects bleak on Friday now look terrifyingly brighter as the base mobilizes red in tooth and claw. I mean, I guess in about an hour and a half, Charlie will know how
Yeah, apparently things have swung back in the other direction overnight. If the young pundits in Washington are correct, that some of the opposition has solidified. We'll see. I think you're going to wind up with another ballot palooza.
Right. Well,
I don't think he's going to be, if he becomes speaker, it's not going to be in single digit ballots.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got Hannity and his producers bullying some people that I guess have flipped. And then on the other hand, you've got people saying that's backfiring in some cases. Some swing district Democrats are warming to the idea of giving what's his name, the angriest little leprechaun, McHenry. More power.
Patrick McHenry.
So that he can, I don't know.
Oh, by the way, do we have like an entire series of these guys? Is there a guy named Paul McRevere?
Yeah, one Democrat said, I think
George McWashington.
He said, well, one Democrat yesterday said Jim Jordan's speakership is going down in flames. That was, I guess, a bunch of them. The moderates were coalescing around this idea of giving what is the Speaker pro tem? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
McHenry more
interim.
power. But
he's the interim.
Right. So then the other headline yesterday, approximately 20 House GOPers are plotting to ruin Jim Jordan's plan to become. So I have no idea. I thought I heard this morning, Charlie, he might be only 5 votes away, though.
Yeah, but again, I'm hearing 12 to 15.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Jody.
I mean, there are a lot of people who are undecided, apparently.
And there is one.
Which is a nice way of saying scared to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there is one Republican who is not going to be here for the vote today because he has to go to his mother-in-law's funeral. He's a supporter of Jim Jordan, which means that it's the amount of people in the room is the majority, not the whole house.
Right. So then there was a last.
Do we know where that particular member was at the moment his mother-in-law died?
No,
because that would be an extreme way to die.
Charlie. So yeah, and then what was this story? Jordan's vanishing hope of replacing McCarthy as Speaker took another hit Monday as rebelling House members hinted they have another candidate they'll put forward. With this clown show, you feel like, I don't know, there's an hour and a half, anything could happen. Yeah. I suppose, right?
Meanwhile, Hakeem Jeffries is having a leisurely breakfast and perhaps watching Free Speech TV and. Enjoying the second glass of orange juice, and he'll be going to work about 11:55. Yeah, and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what about the moderate? I guess whatever that counts for in the Republican Party, the moderates in Biden districts. I mean, I know people are saying if they do this, they elect Jordan, it's going to guarantee Democrats will take back the House, but. The idea is just so terrifying to me of Jim Jordan second in line to the presidency that I don't know if it's worth it. Do you?
Well, I'll tell you. I was just mentioning this. Someone else. I am not comfortable with the president flying into a war zone at roughly the same time Jim Jordan becomes second in line to the office.
Yeah.
That's a coincidence I'm not comfortable with at all.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie, this is the America we live in now. People are actively saying if Jim Jordan becomes president, I hope they...
You mean Speaker.
Speaker, excuse me. Speaker, right.
Don't scare me. Do not scare me.
I know. I don't have a lot of confidence in the Secret Service, unfortunately, Charlie, based on a lot of things.
I'll tell you the interesting thing about it. for me this week has been, we all know what Jim Jordan's about. I mean, we've seen him in action. What I did not realize until just now is that Jim Jordan has never proposed a bill.
Never passed a bill.
That's become law.
Yep. Two decades he's been in Congress.
Mm-hmm.
You had one job and you didn't do it.
Exactly. But and not to mention,
Does he even know how? I mean, he's going to become Speaker of the House. Does he even know how? I mean, do we have to run the schoolhouse flat time just to bill?
And how do we know where Jack Smith is in this investigation? I mean, what happens then? He becomes Speaker and he gets charged for January 6th.
Well, I was going to say, if Jack Smith really does have him in his sights, he's going to stay in Jack Smith's sights. Jack Smith doesn't care whether this guy's Speaker.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like Trump running to stay out of prison. I don't, yeah. This was, who is this now? Hang on. Oh, was this Trump? Yes, denounced Chutkan's ruling. He said today's decision is an absolute abomination, another partisan knife stuck in the heart of our democracy by crooked Joe Biden, who was granted the right to muzzle his political opponent,
please.
the leading candidate for the presidency in 2024, the most popular political leader in America. President Trump will continue to fight for our Constitution, the American people's right to support him, keep our country free of blah, 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 blah. Okay, so Trump did offer to go to prison yesterday, didn't he? Can we just take him up on that?
I took him up on it immediately.
Yeah.
Hey, absolutely. Yeah. By the way, the guy who will willingly go to jail for you isn't willing to go to jail for anybody.
Right.
I mean, this is a guy I found out today. It's in Politico. He's suing Christopher. Remember Christopher Steele?
Yes.
He's suing him in London.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's extremely distressing to him. He calls it's distressing to baby. Yes, he's suing former MI6 officer Christopher Steele in British court over the infamous dossier. He's alleging the report was false, extremely distressing,
Well,
and caused him unfair reputational damage.
He's also going to, quote unquote, provide evidence that what's in the dossier is false.
Really?
Yes.
Fantastic.
I don't know. I don't even pretend. Even on my blog, I don't pretend to be an expert on British law because I look stupid in a wig.
Yes.
But I don't know what their discovery procedures are, but those could be very entertaining if he provides evidence.
Yeah.
Or if he makes Steele provide evidence.
Could I have the tiniest of violins, please? Yes, reading from it. Trump's lawyer said in their filing he was compelled to explain to his family, friends, and colleagues that the embarrassing allegations about his private life were untrue. This was extremely distressing for the claimant. Some of the allegations, by the way, just to recall, in the dossier were orchestrated by the Kremlin and were later corroborated. Some of the allegations have been backed up by evidence, but have not been disproven. Right, like the P tape. Some of us, Charlie, still believe in the P tape. That's the thing. I mean, first of all, a lot of stuff has been proven true, and other stuff not corroborated one way or another.
Well, I mean, as in all things, it comes back to fundamentals, basically, and that's a fundamental part of the evidence against him, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Jody, what's going on? What's going on? Speaking of suing people, he sued Michael Cohen, which
and then he dropped that lawsuit,
right? Because he realized, just like Charlie alluded to the other thing, it would open up discovery and blah blah blah.
Right.
Okay. So we don't know Michael Cohen is sick today?
He's sick. He's not going to testify today, but he does plan on testifying when he feels better, and he fully expects Donald to show up for that. That's why he's there today, because of Michael. Plus, Peter Strzok and Lisa Page.
Yes, Peter Strzok and Lisa Page
today.
He has to be deposed with them.
The lovers.
I did. What is the Peter Strzok Lisa Page thing?
They're suing him, I want to say. I forget what it is.
Yeah, it's right. It's
they're suing him.
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah, so it's a.
Boy, that's a sideshow. I didn't even know about that one.
Oh yeah, so little time, so much criming.
That's like the pull the little ducks out of the pool and win a stuffed animal thing on the Midway.
Oh, and did you see this one? Just because this involves the sporting of the sports in a weird, sadistic way.
Well, I wore my hockey jersey today.
Yeah.
Trump
posted a spoof video late Friday that showed him striking a golf ball and hitting Joe Biden, because that's always funny. hits Joe Biden in the head and causes him to stumble.
Well, first of all, that didn't work. First of all, that didn't work for Jerry Ford. It's not going to work for Donald Trump.
Right. Am I the only one of SNL Chevy Chase era that something about the Gerald Ford going to the Middle East? I wanted to make a joke about. I don't know.
Falling down?
Yeah, maybe. Chevy
Well, I
Chase
just made a Jerry Ford hitting somebody with a golf ball joke and it died. So I would stay away from that.
Yes, he posted a clip last year showing him knocking Biden off his bike, and then we remember he did the same thing with Hillary, where he hits the golf ball and it apparently hits her in the head, and that's funny because something.